Knoxxx Show.
Yeah, deer antlers or whatever it is that he use, if it works for you. My thing, as long as my junk works, I'm good. So if it takes my junk away, I don't need it. That's always been my thing with whatever goes on. But he sits and he says, should I go here or should I sit at the head of the table? And then the wrestling world decides to lose its mind.
Me being a TikToker and seeing all these people, they're saying shit like, well, The Rock hasn't earned it. And you're just like, oh,
the fucking Rock.
Like, what the fuck is going on in this world where you think Cody Rhodes has earned it more than The Rock? Like, Cody left and went to AEW and tried to put WWE out of business, just like CM Punk did. Like, it's not like, I mean, The Rock has been loyal to WWE for a very long time. And if he is willing to give the WWE a WrestleMania main event pay-per-view.
Say that one more time so I can sink in. That what?
if he's willing to give us a WrestleMania match moment, because he has to clear his schedule for millions of dollars. He's a billionaire.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're all what you getting in. Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
Let's go, everybody. Wrestling fans around the world. It's time to talk professional wrestling. People, welcome to Unpopular Reviews, the Mike Knoxxx Show. And it's a pleasure to be with you guys here on this MLK Day. We pay respect to Dr. Martin Luther King around here today, people, okay? This is what I took all them ass whoopers for, Jesse. Yes, this is why, people. So we can talk like black folks in America, to say what we want to say and do what we do for our people. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you say about me or how you like me, only one thing is that I have to die. Be black and die, as they say. That's all I got to do. So people, listen, let's talk about...
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm...
Y'all know that, people. So let me digress again. Welcome to Unpopular Reviews Wrestling, the Mike Knoxxx Show. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to all our social media platforms. You see them around on social media. You see it on the screen here before you now. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and follow. We'll follow back, okay? Is that game too old to play now, where if you follow me, I follow you kind of a thing, you know? Why are we above that now, people? Why are we above that, you know? So... make sure you also backstage follow my social media, to the stars, to Ayatos and Rocky Rolls, the one who does all the social media for me via Twitter and whatnot. My man 301 King Vaughn Jr., the Victorious Ones podcast. You know who he is, the weekend wrestling guru holding us down. But, you know, backstage, y'all, right? Y'all will see him later. But backstage, y'all, he ain't got none of that. How about them Cowboys? He ain't got none of that on. And listen, I'm going to rock my hat right now. I'm going to rock it for my Eagle fans out there right now. But listen, I ain't too confident about winning tonight. So if we lose and y'all say something to me, I don't care. What's up, Jeffrey? I don't care. Maybe we ain't going to win a Super Bowl. You know, we're out here like the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. We're just hoping to get a dub. You know what I'm saying? But them Cowboys, though, how about them Cowboys? I hope you do go out there and get yourself some Bill Belichick, right? Bill Belichick and Jerry Jones, boy, that's like two old men just waiting to say that word you can't say on Martin Luther King Day. I tell you that much right there. How about them Cowboys? Listen, let's talk about today. Let's talk about what we got planned for you. And listen, I normally would say we got a plethora of wrestling conversation, right? But today we got a full slate. of wrestling, y'all. We had the weekend wrestling that passed us by. You see right there, mention sent to Roman Reigns to the bloodline as Orton. LA Knight. I can't believe that LA Knight actually had the balls to show up. Hey, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, just demolished. No yeet. Why can't we yeet? No, I said no yeet. Why can't we yeet? Right? And Solo Sikoa, the future of the head of the table, get their asses beat. And we get on AEW and a very bad low AEW week, by the way. It was a very not good week for AEW. I will say AEW Dynamite, at least they gave me Joe and Swerve. And I want to talk about it a little bit. Battle of the Belts to take place this week, right? But the big news, you see, my man, listen, his mama named him Dolph. I'm going to call him Dolph, okay? And shout out to my man, KME, Chris with a K. And he's always said, what was Nick Nemeth's biggest issue? His name was Dolph Ziggler, right? So maybe now Nick Nemeth can get by, because to me, and I'm going to talk about it later, here you go, not just a shock value, just the truth about it, where TNA is right now. Is he this generation's Christian to TNA? Going there and not going to AEW? Can he be that Christian Cage for TNA, the second rebuild or fifth or seventh rebuild that TNA has had? Let's talk about it. Also, CM Punk says only I can stop me. You can't stop me. Only I can stop me. So let's go ahead and get this show started, y'all, and talk about the week in wrestling.
You ready? Let's go! At the Money Night Raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choice.
Man, I tell you, listen, the week in wrestling, and we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame. That's what you're here for, right, Vaughn? We're here to talk about the Hall of Fame. Not just 2024 and in Philadelphia, who's going in, Paul Heyman, maybe a Tommy Dreamer, maybe, I don't know, Stevie Richards, what's it is. But it's more importantly, what does it take to actually be in the Hall of Fame? I've told y'all this before, but I'm going to reiterate my thoughts about the Hall of Fame. No matter what you or anybody else thinks about it, it's there. So let's go ahead and talk about it, all right? And happy birthday this week. I know it should be in the week in wrestling. If it ain't, shame on you. Friend of the program, got my Shad Gaspar shirt on. That's why I don't have my Eagle jersey on. It's sitting next to me for when the show goes over. But I got rest in peace to my buddy, my friend, a hero to the real world and the public. But listen, guys, let's talk about it. And that's the week in wrestling recap. Monday Night Raw was Monday Night Raw, right? Jinder Mahal claimed to be disrespected, picked a fight with Mr. Seth frickin' Rollins. I just don't understand why everybody still tries to try Seth frickin' Rollins. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. But Jinder made more waves on Twitter than he has in I don't know how long, Vaughn. Oh, Jinder Mahal said, I'm being disrespected. I'm a former champ. I am the Maharaja. Give me my respect. It's Jinder Mahal. Seth Rollins, listen, I don't know if that's... The question is, did Becky Lynch suck the poison out of that snake when it bit Seth Rollins on the ass? Because that man got on snake skin from the rooter to the tutor. So I'm quite sure he got pinched somewhere. So Becky, way to suck out the poison right there, okay? Love your girl. Then, my guy, I've said it from the beginning. I'm going to say it forever and a day. Because CM Punk is the man.
It's the greatest women's wrestler
It's true. It's true.
of all time.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
He don't tell lies. CM Punk said, I'm going to make it clear that no one is going to stop me from winning the Royal Rumble match. Only one can stop me. It's me. Okay? Only me. Drew McIntyre, the questions, what they're going to do with Drew McIntyre. And I got some questions about this going into this Royal Rumble and who and why I say will win this year's Royal Rumble. We'll talk about that later as well as we go through the weekend wrestling recap. Then Kofi Kingston and Kaiser, he just, why did he do one of the greatest of all time? I said that, okay, on its MLK Day, Vaughn. Kofi Kingston one of the greatest of all time, just got his ass whooped in his Travis Scott Jordans he had on. He got demolished. This is good for Ludwig, Mr. Kaiser, that is. But he needs it. Kofi does it. I'm okay with this. Good booking those far. And then, oh man, the Broody and the Beast and the Beast and the Beauty, because they both beautifully beastly as they are right there. Rhea Thickley, Nia Jax, she vows to win the Royal Rumble and then challenge Rhea Ripley for that title. That is your executive consultant's pick for the Royal Rumble, by the way. Tonight, Raw is going to be interesting to see. I have a feeling about what there, Jeff. Let me know. Comment below. Let me know. Also, on Raw in the recap, Cody finally defeats Shinsuke Nakamura. The poor bell guy, camera guy, whatever he was, gets sprayed with the red mist in the face. Just a shame. Then we get the SmackDown, right? And the Usos and the Bloodline, but not the Usos, but is he technically a Us? Like, can we check that? Like, why isn't Solo an Us? Right? Does he not feel Usy sometimes? I mean, he's technically an Us, right? So, but Solo and Jimmy, along with Paul Heyman, trying to, tell them we run this, not you. And, we're going to put you in a match tonight because, listen, the GM right now, it's about time, honestly. We have not had a GM. Thank you, Nick Aldis, for this. And I think it's, of course, it's booking and things like that. But Nick Aldis is walking the role to me, right? He's walking the role. Hey, what's going on, Charmaine? He's walking that role to me, okay? And he looks the part. He talks the part. He lives the part when he's talking about what he wants and how it's going to be my show and my way. And I love that about him as a GM. Bianca Belair defeats Bayley. And then all heck breaks loose, so to speak, which, if you kind of will, not with fisticuffs, but with looks and in your windows, as damage control is Bayley. What's going on here? All right. But Bianca Belair, this is a very, very good match, y'all. Like, listen, the WWE, all right, I'm going to say it again because on all our shows, all right, and make sure you watch all the shows. We got Jeff, we got Vinny, we got the Victorious One podcast with Vaughn, we got the NXT Review show. We got the Raw and SmackDown show. Welcome back to Z is Silent. We got so many shows right now catered to wrestling, collision shows, Dan the Man. We got so many things going on right now. We're always crossing saying that those shows aren't this show. Well, Triple H has really stolen some of the format of what AEW does. I've always said this. AEW's true problem is not the wrestlers there. It's how it's convoluted. And it seems to have no direction of storyline. Well, WWE has all that kind of stuff. You give me a great idea the way that Vince, ripped off WCW and ECW. It looks what you get right here. You're getting good quality matches in the ring and storyline every single week on these programs, Raw and SmackDown. Another great match by Bianca Belair. And guess what, y'all? She smacked her ass again. Welcome back to the Ass Smacking Club, Bianca. And then we get Carmelo Hayes versus Austin Theory, and it ends in a no contest. Listen. This match is the match of the future, along with Grayson Waller and guys like this. Again, I'm not going to sit and try to front mouth. I'm going to be who I am. I'm not the biggest Carmelo Hayes guy. I just see him being just mid-card at best. Okay, that's not mean I don't think the guy cannot go in the ring. I just don't see him being that big of a breakout star, but I hope that I'm wrong. I'm rooting for you, Melo Hayes. Then we get the Bloodline managed early in the show to just take our radio or incapacitate them, if you will, and just take over. Then the Viper comes back and says, nah, not so fast. We're going to still get this match as AJ Styles and LA Knight. Yes, LA Knight. Here we go with this stuff again. Defeat the Usos 2.0. Okay, Solo and Jimmy, brother Jimmy. And then they just take out Orton, LA Knight, and Styles. Just send a message to Roman Reigns like, here, we're going to demolish your bloodline. I wonder how much Roman has to say about this coming up in the next few weeks. And that's right. Happy birthday out there to Shad as well. What's going on, Todd? Jeffrey chimes back in, meaning a lot. The World Championship match, I have a feeling a title may change because I hate to say it, but rumors that Seth may be banged up. But we heard that he was banged up and still pulled through. Here's my thing. You know what I always say? Hashtag death to dirt sheets, right? If he happens to be hurt, that's a shame, right? But They always seem to work through. WrestleMania's around the corner. They can still put us off. That's their big money match. So how banged up is he really, right? So I always sit back and want to watch the show. I agree. I see Melo as a 5-time Intercontinental Champion. Way to chime in with that as well. And I'm with you there. Intercontinental, maybe US. You know what I'm saying? But then we get to NXT, that recap on here, and they got my girl Tiffany Strategist out here, you know, milking balls. All right. But then listen, the Dusty Rhodes Classic, baby. Let me tell you, baby. How much I love me some Braun Breaker, baby. Okay, and I've always been a big fan of one Baron Corbin. Okay, so I'm rooting for these guys to win the Dusty Classic. Okay, I want them to win the Dusty Classic. I like me some Braun Breaker, baby. Okay, and Baron Corbin just never seems to always be bad when he do it. Okay, so when you're doing it, you gotta do it because it gotta be smooth. Nice and smooth ain't just a rap group. Okay, baby, it's how you perform in the wrestling ring. Braun Breaker and them, I'm liking this. I hope they win the Dusty Classic. All right, I'm sorry. I just don't. What the fuck is this? Look at Reggie. Now he's a gangbanger. This man, a couple months ago, as it was swept underneath the rug, okay, about the lawsuit and feeling the racial things and things like that, and they were feeling offended and things like that. So either you were a homosexual, or you are a homosexual, you didn't like the way that was turning, you were being a simp, they took that away, you had the mask on, you were flippy floppy in the ring. But if you talk about something that's being, you know, stereotypical, and I, again, always bet on black. I'm here for it. But this is what Martin Luther King took on the mask for. So that every single character we come up with out of NXT got to be a rendition of Prime Time or some format of Prime Time. This is why whatever they're going to call it, they said it's going to be called the Pride Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Okay, at least it's something with excellence behind it, right? The same way you got the New Day. It wasn't what you thought it was going to be. This is exactly what it's going to be, and I see these guys mimicking and imitating Street Profits already, and Issa Rae, I know, Issa, I know. I'm supposed to always bet on black. I'm just having a problem with Reggie being a gangbanger. Like, am I supposed to believe Reggie's actually a gangbanger? Like, come on, OTM, give me a break. What's his comment say? Oh yeah, OTM is still in the mud. Just gangsta, tell me how you do it. Listen, not that way. I'll tell you that. Turn out Reggie's a very versatile dude. Yeah, okay, clearly. Okay, but I hate this role. I hate gimmicks like this because I've seen them too many times. Okay, and this is a form of their reality. Frankly, from what I know about the two kids and Reggie, this is not their reality. Okay, so I don't like that. All right, and thank you, Vaughn. I appreciate that. Sometimes I think my Dusty sucks, but so then we get to the match that's going to break our hearts. Cora Jade defeats GZ Dollar, but now she went out and got her some Charlotte Flairs, and now she's hurt for 6 to 9 months. Damn, Cora Jade. Damn. All right. Then we get North American Champion Dragon Lee defeats Lexus King, only to have his thing cast in by, listen, this man can be all that. Oh, listen. Obama Finney. Oh, yeah. New NXT North American Champion. Then Collision Dynamite. Not, in my opinion, not much to talk about this week in wrestling. Hangman Page took on his mama named him Cesaro. I'm going to call him Cesaro. Okay. And a match. This right here. The Pebble versus Sammy Guevara. If he's the Pebble, then Guevara would have to be the Simp. Two guys that can actually really go in the wrestling ring. Very, very good match at Homecoming. But right here, guys, it was all about this. Swerve, Joe, Hangman, Adam Page, and the ring together. I'm sorry, mama. This shit was fire. Yeah, that's his name. Obama. That is his name. Okay. All right. What we got here? Cora better be ready by CW time. Absolutely. But this shit was fire to me. Okay. And Cora, you're in our prayers as well. But this right here, look at the man in the meat. This man has been imitating Magic Johnson from the 70s, 80s. And listen, AEW crew. And yeah, I'm talking to you. Look at this. Swerve Strickland is a star with or without the music. Okay. And guess what? I'm a grown ass man, so I don't swerve when I drive, but I still think it's a cool ass song. And I hated it when it first came out, but it's pretty cool how the fans interact with it, right? If they can sit here and go, I never called the man Jungle Boy. I will never call the man Jungle Boy. He is Jack Perry, the son of Dylan McKay, the coolest motherfucker to walk the hills of 90210. Okay? Point blank and period. So there it is. Okay? But this shit with Swerve Strickland is working. This is the only, and maybe with Tony Storm, where they dropped the ball and let somebody go. He is the only one. Him and Tony Storm, maybe. Okay, Swerve Strickland is that guy. Swerve got the Magic Johnson All-Star fur coat popping. Okay, but right here, this face-off, because say what you want to say. Joe should have been champion in WWE. Point blank, period, in a discussion. I don't care. He should have been champion in WWE. Not being champion over here with whatever we don't know what's going on with MJF. Is he or is he not? Whatever that case may be. Joe's the right man for this title. Joe has earned this, in my opinion, and Joe always delivers, whether it's in the ring or on the microphone. Always. I'm here for Samoa Joe and Swerve. This can't get no, what you say, baby? You wet? Can't get no wetter than this. All right. So then we get Collision. We got FTR and Daniel Garcia. Sorry, Daniel. Only dance that matters, baby, is Alex Wright. And I'm putting the Disco Inferno above you, too. That's right. It goes Alex Wright, Disco Inferno, and then, nope, that's still wrong. Back it up, back it up. It goes Disco Inferno, Ernest the Cat Miller, Disco Inferno, and then maybe Daniel Garcia dancing. Maybe. You're a quick four. You're like the full horse. You shaky horseman. That's what Daniel Garcia is. Took on the House of Black, and that was just phenomenal. I did have to watch that match. I was on the in the AEW Collision show. Make sure you go back and check that out. Also on our YouTube channel. The open challenge from Adam Copeland. That didn't go so well. Velvet Sky just continues to be so perfect, but never wins. And then we had this Lance Archer match that was crazy. And then we had Hangman Adam Page that also took place. But then we got Battle of the Belts. We had Julia Hart and Anna Jay. Nice, decent match. Actually, was probably the match of that. And this street fight that they were, the team didn't like too much. I was here for the street fight. I couldn't really speak my mind. It's not my show. I was just there to be a fill-in. Didn't think everybody was going to show, but I watched it, so I participated in the AEW show. But now to get my thoughts out, this match was really, really good. I know street fights are supposed to be silly at sometimes. What's going on, my man DC the Collector, my brother from another mother? What's going on? I love the Dance King, a list of pro wrestlers. Listen, that's the list. Ernest the Cat Miller. Y'all go check out the interview I have with Ernest the Cat Miller. He said, I need to bring you home with me so that when I walk in the house, you can introduce me. Just with my kids. I never heard an introduction like that before. Because that's what I do, right? But this was great. I had friends that were there in Norfolk, Virginia. Shout out to Richmond, Virginia, where I started that. And then, we're going to take a break, y'all. I need to go ahead and drink some of this beautiful water. And we're going to come back and give you my thoughts on Hard to Kill, y'all. We're going to take a small break. We'll be right back here on Pop Review Wrestling, the Mike Knoxxx Show. We'll be right back. Boats and hoes.
Tiffany Stratton and Fallon Henley, right? Last week, Tiffany lost. And because she lost, she had to be Henley's maid, pretty much, right? So she shows up.
Maid. She had to be one of the farm hands for the day.
This. Poor Tiffany. I'm not even like the biggest.
Poor Tiffany nothing. I don't want to hear no poor Tiffany. Poor Tiffany nothing. She has been nothing but an egotistical, money-hungry, bully, bitch, evil woman who needed to get knocked down a peg or 500. And being put into a farm to work was exactly what she needed. And even though she didn't like it and was complaining and didn't want to wear the clothes that Fallon was giving her just so she wouldn't get her normal clothes dirty, I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you like to have. Flaunt around like you have. You do not get to belittle people and not get anything handed to you like that.
Belittling people are fun. Just the other day, I had some guy. I told him, I said, I'll get out your hair now. What's ever left of it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Tiffany Stratton acts like a bitch, and so she should get taught a lesson.
Oh.
Lose it, bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. YouTube or Google me, turn it up and play it. Cause many people think it, I just had the balls to say it.
And yeah, my thoughts on Hard to Kill. Did not watch it when it was out on Saturday as I was doing a Collision show. And maybe we should have watched Hard to Kill. Okay. because it had some things in it that were great. It had some things in it that was not great. But you saw right here on the picture, this was the best thing that ever happened to TNA since it's been not the TNA we all knew and loved. And that was my guy right here. The guy right there. That's the best thing that happened. Okay? Not elegance showing up, aka Dana Brooks. Okay? Because her gimmick is already ripping off Tony Storm. And I don't like that. All right? I'm going to say that. I don't like that her gimmick's already ripping off Tony Storm. Okay? Then we got Trinity. She lost her TNA women's title. But look at her. Her friends are always there to support her. And Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, and hey, we want some Bayley. All right? Listen. And listen, that's all that matters. It's right there. There's no other thoughts. There's nothing else to think about. Nothing else mattered on this entire pay-per-view. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know those characters. Okay? Listen, if you want a TNA show brought us by Unpopular Review, because I'm hearing there's rumblings in the works and people trying to put together behind scenes, let us know. Comment. Look out to us. Email us. Unpopular Review Show. Okay, at gmail.com. Let us know you want an Impact show. If you want it, let us know. All right? But then, this is all that matters, Vaughn. Vaughn, this is all that matters. Because we had a conversation. AEW did. I wasn't a part of that conversation. I apologize. I wasn't a part of that conversation. Okay. Let me go to these questions real fast. Let me go back to him. Some of the questions real fast. I'm going to talk about that real fast. All right. Jeffrey, Hard to Kill was great. Okay. Nick Namath actually appearing made it great. Todd. I watched most of Hard to Kill. Not bad. They should try to get back on cable channels, move to a Wednesday night and put Hurting on AEW. I think they will, personally, get a TV deal. They have the Endeavor partnership that's happening with them. I think they will get a deal. And I think if AEW doesn't get together, TNA, with the backing of WWE and Endeavor, they are in really good position. AEW needs to get some work there. I truly do believe that. I'm not saying it was not a good pay-per-view. I'm just saying I don't know those guys, so I can't get behind it. To me, again, hashtag, not only the hashtag Death to Dirt Sheets, is going to always be hashtag. This is the truth, people. All right? I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. I know that deep down inside you hate when I say this all the time. Wrestling is storyline. It just is. It's without storyline. So I can't watch a federation that I don't watch all the time and can follow the storyline. Is it going to be good wrestling in these wrestling rings? Yeah! Or are they going to have guys you want to see and love? Yeah! But am I going to understand the story? Like if I'm watching New Japan Pro Wrestling? No, I'm not. So for everybody who acts like they do know all this shit and they're never wrong and they watch every single bit of wrestling.
Just bring it, bitch!
Because I just don't see how you have all the time to do so. And neither does Tony. Tony says, watch my product, nobody else's. But 2024 is here. An AEW show was joined by the Z Assignment podcast. It's hosted by Dan the Man. Sorry, Dan, your Dolphins lost. I think Micah Hyde just got carted off the field. And Vinny Laspazas, best cheesesteaks in Orlando, point blank, Philly's own, right? But they had this conversation.
See, I got to tell you something. I got to ask you a question, okay?
Yeah.
Jake the Snake Roberts, did he have a career or did he not have a career?
I think Jake the Snake had a great career.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is the issue.
What did he do?
Not everybody can have a Triple H, Randy Orton, Ric Flair, John Cena, The Rock type career. Not everybody can do that. Okay, so a move that is arguably one of the best psychological moves that we can have in a DDT. In a DDT, is something as simple as that today was a big deal back then because he made it that way. His psychology with a snake in the bag is storytelling in his matches.
Okay,
so how's a guy like that?
Andre the Giant had a title once and gave it away. Come on, you're like titles are meaningless.
But all right, I got to tell you this though. Did he or did he not destroy his career though?
Who?
Jake Snake.
Did Jeff Hardy destroy his career?
No.
Sure. No.
Hold on. At the end, he did.
You're using a guy's personal transgressions against him in his career. If that's the case, Ultimate Warrior should have never been in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Somebody give me 3 great Ultimate Warrior matches. He's been talked about on mad documentaries that he wasn't a wrestler. He was a product of the system.
I can name one match.
Okay. Yeah,
WrestleMania 7 with Hogan.
Yeah, that's the only one that everybody says.
Match.
And by the way, the Ultimate Warrior is more famous today than whoever your favorite wrestler is.
And that, my friends, it's true. Let's just start there, right? Before we talk about 2024 and who's actually going to go into this year's Hall of Fame, right? And there's some predictions and some ones that I just sprinkled in there because it's in Philadelphia, so we know everybody's kind of going crazy with, what they're going to have. But we got to think about this AEW thing. Like, are they going to put in someone like a Francine, right? Will they put in someone like Shane Douglas for all that he's done to the company? A lot of those guys did the company wrong, or the company has a bad taste in their mouth. For Raven, right? How would they do that? Will they do that? And it always makes me think that the WWE Hall of Fame, which a lot of people loves, a lot of people hate, right? Depends on what side of the fence you're on. Say that, in my mind, it should have wings, right? There's an ECW wing in the WWE Hall of Fame. So, as I've always said this, if you participated on TV and someone knows you, right? Not if I remember someone, and with all due respect, like a Das Wunderkind, Alex Wright. To me, at some point, put Alex Wright in there, right? Because he's known for the dance. He had a little run that you knew. But is he a first-time Hall of Famer? No. Is Jake the Snake Roberts a first-time Hall of Famer? Hell yes. The Ultimate Warrior, DJ says something about it, his wrestling and his best matches you can name. Wrestling storyline. Wrestling's charisma. You can have charisma, I say it all the time. My girl Carmella is money, and Carmella is a Hall of Famer because of her charisma. She doesn't have to always be the greatest technical wrestler in the ring, like the greatest that's ever done it in a squared circle, Kurt Angle, right? You don't have to be that good, but as long as you can be better than Sid Vicious, right? Ain't that much you guys say you're like the worst wrestler, right? Then you're in the Hall of Fame. And guess what, y'all? Sid Vicious should be in the Hall of Fame, right? I really say, and I've always done this, right? This is going into my 15th year in April, right? And thanks for everybody who, I'm more humble than you think I am when it comes to a lot of things, but I do take a lot of things to heart. I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's why I used to have that segment, remember, Vaughn? Heart on my sleeve, right? So I can just vent how I felt about things. And one of the things about that I have a problem with wrestling fans is that we will negate greatness for our own personal dislikes or dislikes. There's guys I can't stand in wrestling as of, what they do. I'm not the biggest Zack Ryder guy, right? But if he belong in the Hall of Fame, he spent, 15 years in the WWE, 10 years in the WWE. Why not? But he's not Triple H, but Ultimate Warrior is. Because Ultimate Warrior is responsible for 2 or 3 of the biggest things that ever happened in professional wrestling. Okay? The thing with him and Andre, the thing with him and Hogan, the thing with him and Rick Rude, just him leaving the company, destructing the Ultimate Warrior DVD, and then how they tried to fix that. So it made me think about that and say, well, who actually is Hall of Fame worthy? Put some names right for me in the chat, guys, of who you think that is the abnormal guy for a Hall of Fame or girl for a Hall of Fame. And then we got to remember that's a celebrity wing. Cyndi Lauper should be in the Hall of Fame. Would they put someone, and we know they can do this because it's theirs, they do what they want to do, but if you're appeared as a celebrity, you kind of get in there, right? They're in Philadelphia. How about Sylvester Stallone? Rocky Balboa himself. Why not put Rocky Balboa in the Hall of Fame? They're in Philly. There's nothing more Philly than Rocky Balboa, according to entertainment, right? It's like if you're a rapper, you're from New York, you're automatically the greatest rapper of all time because you're from New York, right? If you're in Philadelphia, it's about cheesesteaks, throwing snowballs at Santa Claus, and Rocky Balboa. That is it. Okay, you might get a Broad Street bully in there, and of course, if you know the city like I know the city and was raised in the city, not just adopted in the city, which I was adopted in the city, you know the city. Who is a Hall of Famer? I see some of your questions coming down here. Let's see what you guys got flowing. Jake was my favorite when I was a kid. Loved him. And the Snake. Jake the Snake moved the mat and DDT'd the Macho Man on the floor. The DDT, shout out to my son, who was actually on the AEW show, who said this. I know that the DDT is just as more synonymous with wrestling as the RKO is, because it doesn't take a rocket science to know DDT, RKO, diamond cutter, power driver, sweet chin music, sharpshooter, Ric Flair's finger four, the claw. There's just certain things in wrestling, the people's elbow, the rock bottom, Stone Cold Stunner, that if anybody, they're not going to go anywhere. Just remember who they came from. And guess what, Jeff, okay? And to any other older wrestling fan out there, my man Dennis always would say this to me. I am as old as you guys. Nobody don't know somebody who made a DDT that nobody made it famous for. You don't count. Do we still say the Sugar Hill Gang's the greatest group of all time? Hell no. But we respect the Sugar Hill Gang nonetheless. Okay. Z making a solid Hall of Famer case very surprising. Whoa. Okay, say that was funny show. It had the chat on fire. Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. Okay. Brad checks in. It was Jake the Snake deserves. Yes, Jake the Snake deserves the Hall of Fame without question. Vince loves his strong points. What point is strong though? That's what I'm trying to say. Hey, so I'm feeling much better. Thank you for asking. Look at that. Oh, get better. Get healthy. My man C chiming in. Triple H ain't putting Shane Douglas in the Hall of Fame. H stole Douglas's gimmick. He did. 100%. But we're also talking Philadelphia, right? And I just think that I'm bringing my family back home. My kids haven't seen home in such a long time. I'm excited to be there. But the whole buzz, this is what wrestling fans do, is ECW. ECW, right? They're in Philly. That's got to be the theme of the Hall of Fame. Does it? Right? We know Paul Heyman should definitely go in, right? Because they're in Philadelphia. But could this be The Rock's year? Could Batista get his speech he didn't get during the pandemic? Right? We're talking ECW. What's wrong with Tommy Dreamer, who's with the Butts Open crew, and they like to get that publicity, and someone like Stevie Richards right to censor? They're your three ECW people right there. You got Paul Heyman, Tommy Dreamer, and right to censor Stevie Richards. He can mention the BWO all he wants to, the Blue World Order. We all know the Black World Order that Mike Knoxxx and the Bell King started. It's better, but it's okay, because I guarantee you none of us stink. Sorry, Blue Meanie. I hung out with you, man. Woo! Armpits. It's called deodorant. It's important to use it. Okay. Everybody can't be Matthew McConaughey. If those who don't know what that is, Matthew McConaughey, he's one of them earthers. But, Matthew looks real, he's a chiseled man. So he don't have to put deodorant. He still get the ladies. Okay. Jake the Snake Roberts for sure is a Hall of Famer. Tommy Dreamer, jobber of the, what's it say? Get Tommy Jobber off the graphic. Listen, it's ECW wing, right? Is he not? So Tommy Dreamer, Todd, doesn't belong to going to the Hall of Fame? Is that what you're saying? That Tommy Dreamer's not a Hall of Famer? Because again, who is and who is not a Hall of Famer? Right? Are they first ballots? I think is the more distinctive part. You automatically know Taker. You automatically know Roman Seth. Dean, whenever he comes back, you automatically know they're going to the Hall of Fame. Right? But do we not put in people like Norman Smiley? Does Norman Smiley not get in the Hall of Fame? Norman Smiley for WCW, which they own. Well, shit, do they technically own that still? Did they get up? I guess it's all the same, right? They took all the library, right? But Endeavor owns WCW now too. China. Well, they put China in Philadelphia. Interesting. I'm here for that China one for sure. It's time for Animal Dave Batista to live up in front of the fans. Absolutely. Batista needs to get his Hall of Fame. Z chimes in. Vaughn, stop hating. You're a Cowboy fan. Talk about delusional. How about them Cowboys? Gotta say it every time. Tommy Dreamer will get in this class. Okay. I like that. Jazz should be in there. Big Jazz fan. Interviewed her as well. Very good for her to go in there. The Z is sounding how much hate is at the point that I made. Roman is a lock. Of course, Roman's a lock. John Cena, thank you, Brock Lesnar. The chicken wing, talking about moves. Absolutely. So it just always, to me, who was actually a Hall of Famer and who's not. Right? Because this year, I think so many people, and it's just when we have these conversations, wrestling fans, right? The show for the intelligent wrestling fan, right? And here's the problem, and I mean this with all the love in my heart. I love my NXT crew so much. I love my NXT crew because Shay, Barbara, Jack, Jeff, there are just certain wrestling fans that completely live off, not that it's real to me, damn it, but they're not like us and fans, which I think ruin it. Like I always say, Do you go to church? Do you just go on Christmas, Mother's Day, Easter? Or do you go every single Sunday? Right? What part of church are you involved in? Right? That's wrestling fans to me. You have wrestling fans that are sometimes not involved. I like the wrestling fans. I love the wrestling marks of excellence. My kicks are my fix. They go to everything. They know what it is. It's the definition of my mark. Takes the fun out of it. I love my children's take on wrestling. To them, they like the characters. The characters is the story. That's who they are. I love to participate in that. But unfortunately, my dumb ass went to school for broadcasting. Okay? And then my dumb ass said, oh, I want to do the media. I don't want to be the citizen reporter. I want to report really good shit and be honest and spit my honest opinion. Just talking about Michael Jordan versus LeBron. It ain't never going to change. No matter how many stats you pull out, it's Michael. Okay? So, but other than that, I'm always speaking very objectively, at least to the best that I can speak. And I got to say, you know what I mean? That's the best wrestling fan to be. It's just to watch it and enjoy the story, not be all into the dirt. That's why I tell people, I don't care who's sleeping with who, who's dating who. Do I know it? Yeah, because it's every freaking where, man. It's everywhere. I cannot escape it. I shout out to Dice who had the balls, the inner testicular fortitude. I'm gonna get off social media for 3 months. Guess what, people? I love this show and I've been doing it for almost 15 years. I don't want to get off for 3 months because this is on my social media. But I'd be loving to maybe I should just leave every wrestling group I'm in and just start anew. Because I get tired. I don't care to want to hear it. Y'all ruined WrestleMania 28 for me. Oh, Brock Lesnar showing up. It's just horrible to me. It's just horrible. DC like the Knoxxx, you got to pull Smiley and the dancing list. Oh, listen, maybe number 5 in there. Okay. I like Danny Garcia though. I think he gets too much pub. All right. Thank you, Shay. Put Bray. That's why I have on the picture. Bray, Batista, Jake, the Midnight Express. Oh God, Jim Cornette. I don't know how do you feel about Jim Cornette. I think Jim Cornette's a Hall of Famer. I think Jim Cornette is one of the most underrated managers of all time. But because he's very opinionated, older, and bitter, and feels that he was robbed of some things, and because of that, he says what he wants to say. But because of that, he's always going to have a job in the wrestling industry. Right? Whether you like him, whether you don't like him, whether you listen to his show, you don't listen to his show, he's Jim fucking Cornette. Okay? That man fell off a scaffold. Okay? So as far as I'm concerned, he can say whatever he wants to say. But him and Eric Bischoff, 83 Weeks podcast, Eric Bischoff, those are the guys I listen to. I don't want to hear it. No offense. I was listening to Buster, and I love those guys. Dave LeGrec and them. I've had Dave on the show. I've been on their show. That's a great show, taking nothing from it, but that's a show for fans. They very seldomly go into this or that, but man, I just want wrestling to be wrestling again. That's all I really care about. What we got here? I did my list objectively with my top 50. Yes, you did. Right. It's a difference between knowing info and knowing it and making it your business while getting overly invested. Again, WrestleMania 28. I'm always going to say it. I cheered for John Cena. Okay, like, did my wrestling mind know who was going to win? Duh, The Rock wasn't there. They're in Miami. I didn't care. The storyline, I'm sorry, Rock, you were wrong. And I wrote that shit till the wheels fell off. And that's how I will always like wrestling. That is the purity of wrestling. Knowing this contract is up. That annoys me. The NWO would have never gotten over. Can you imagine that? I know we talk all the time. I know we talk about it all the time, Vaughn, but the NWO would have never... I won't say he never got over it. Wrong thing. I didn't mean to say that. Not that he wouldn't have got over. But they would have had everybody know they were coming. And then, look, see, they're already missing a member. You know, so it's okay to miss somebody here and there. And every once in a while, you know, he just happens to disappear. Okay? But especially, what, y'all thought on MLK Day I was going to show that man's face? Oh, no. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. Y'all can feel how you want to feel. But until that man gives me a real apology... Hulk Hogan, because that's what my man Texas Jackson took all the ass women's for. Okay, so we can stand proud. I'm black and I'm proud. But you gotta love wrestling for wrestling being wrestling. Let it be what it is. What's going on, bro? Fire and Ice podcast. I would crush you in debate, Vaughn. Stop playing with me, Z Almighty. I see. You know what? I'm not gonna get into this almighty conversation. All right, because I got grapefruits. All right. But listen, we're going to take a break, y'all. We're going to get to the week in wrestling, come back, end this thing out, because I told you earlier, and I also had it out there, Vaughn. I wonder if you tweeted it and if you see my TikTok. of who I think will win this year's Royal Rumble. Going to tell you why I think they're going to win this year's Royal Rumble. We're going to take our last break of the evening. We're going to come right back. The week in wrestling, y'all. But don't forget, this week on Power Reviews, just not wrestling, we're also entertainment. And this Thursday, we got a classic for y'all. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm beginning to like Rancho Cucamonga. The good thing about being out here, we don't hear no gunshots, ain't no boss some sugar, no police.
Freeze! Sheriff's Department!
No chicken head, no crack head, no nothing. Oh, shit. Just peace and quiet.
Blue Line Cinema presents next Friday.
Oh, wait, what team you play for? You play a little hoop?
I play for the Cucamonga Cracker Killers.
Hey, don't want any trouble with you. You don't have to send your posse out here to do 187 in my ass.
The roads are peopled by gangs looking for food.
That boy looks hungry.
You look at him again, I'll shoot you in the head.
I don't think you killed a man in your life.
They're gonna catch up with us. And they're going to kill us.
I told you I would do whatever it takes.
Like what?
I'll kill anyone who touches you. Because that's my job.
You're carrying the fire.
What fire?
Fire inside you.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man, NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
Hello there, everyone. It's King Von Jr., the Victorious Ones podcast and Perfect Plex Talk Radio to give you the week in wrestling history. Of course, on this day, on January 15th, 1989, the first ever Royal Rumble took place in Houston, Texas. In the main event, Big John Studd won the initial 30-man Royal Rumble match. And of course, during a super pose-down contest between Ravage and Rick Rude and the Ultimate Warrior, Rude attacked Warrior jump-starting their feud for most of the year over the Intercontinental Championship. On the same day in 1998, Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Juventud Guerrero for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship at a WCW Thunder taping in Lakeland, Florida. On the same day in 2017, WWE Hall of Famer, high-flying pioneer, Jimmy Superfly Snuka passed away, surrounded by family and friends in Pompano Beach, Florida. And so of course, Snuka is a Hall of Famer, a legend, most known for his dives off the top rope, as well as his feud with Roddy Piper during the 80s. On the same day in 2020, Rocky Johnson, the father of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, passed away at the age of 75. And of course, he was the first ever black tag team champion, along with Tony Atlas with Soul Patrol. Of course, on January 16th, 1992, Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton defeated Dustin Rhodes and Ricky Steamboat to win the WCW World Tag Team Championships in Jacksonville, Florida. On the same day in 1999, Taz retained the ECW World Heavyweight Championship against Chris Candido and later on Shane Douglas, ECW House Party in Philadelphia. On the same day in 2006, Edge retained the WWE Championship against Ric Flair in a TLC match on an episode of Raw in Raleigh, North Carolina. January 17th, 1992, the infamous day of the Royal Rumble, as the Mountie defeated Bret Hart for the WWF Intercontinental Championship at a house show. And of course, it was explained that Bret, wrestled with a fever, and so of course, the Mountie attacked Bret with the title after the match before Roddy Piper made the save. And of course, Piper would eventually win the title at that year's Royal Rumble. January 18th, 1971, the longest WWF Championship reign came to an end in Madison Square Garden as Ivan Koloff shocked the world as he defeated Bruno Sammartino and ended the historic 2,803-day title reign. And so, of course, on the same day in 1998, Stone Cold Steve Austin won the Royal Rumble in San Jose, California. And of course, he would go on to defeat Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14, greatest of all time. Of course, on January 19th, 1992, the 1992 Royal Rumble took place as Ric Flair won the vacant WWF Championship. And it's considered by many to be the greatest Rumble match of all time. On the same day in 1997, Shawn Michaels defeated Psycho Sid at the Royal Rumble San Antonio to win back the WWF Championship. On the same day in 2003, Brock Lesnar won his first Royal Rumble as he would go on to defeat Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 30 for the WWE Championship. On the same, of course, on the same day in 2007, Bam Bam Bigelow passed away. As far as birthdays, January 15th, Shane McMahon turned 54. Sir Oliver Humperdinck will turn 75 on January 16th. January 17th, Dexter Lumis turns 40. January 18th, Carl Anderson turns 44. Batista turns 55. Ted DiBiase turns 70 on January 19th. R-Truth turns 52, and Pat Patterson will turn 83. And there's your week wrestling history. Mike Knoxxx, back to you.
And King Vaughn is always holding me down my social media to the Ayatollahs and rock and rollers. The reason why this is the show the pros listen to. I'm just saying, check the tweets. But guys, the Royal Rumble's around the corner. So much things can happen. This is my predictions, right? A little early out there. I know we got a prediction show coming up for the shows. Y'all know I do the post shows after a pay-per-view. That's going to change up a little bit. We're going to start adding the other members from those set shows. We have NXT pay-per-view. They're going to be on. We're going to have the Raw chain going to be on. The SmackDown crew going to be on. We're going to mix up a little bit. So just not the Mike Knoxxx post-show review. Bring everybody from Unpopular Review on over here. But a little early because it's what's out there. I looked all over the place. Everybody saying, who do they think is going to win? Who's going to win this? And I was ready last week when we had Nico on the show. Nico Extra with 2 X's, not 3, because he's not as hardcore as me. On the program, and he mentioned like the same thing as the executive consultant that Nia Jax would win the Rumble. And I'm like, man, that makes a lot of sense. This, that, and the third. But then SmackDown happened. Then I put on my intelligent wrestling cap. They're saying the Dallas Cowboy hat because they stupid. But I got just picked me off backstage. Oh my God, he just picked me off.
Have the insights to do it.
I love it. Listen, how about them Cowboys? But anyway, it made me think, man, Triple H has booked Damage Control. This is like his team to me. That's how it appears to me, right? That's his squad. Why not Bayley to go out the Io Sky? Right? Why is it going to just erase those girls and push them somewhere? To me, out of all both Rumbles, I say all, like it's only like there's more than 2, right? Between the 2 Rumbles, and we always say, oh, I want this one over that one, or I'm more interested in this one or this one or that one. I'm here for both of them, right? Because there's a lot of you that really don't know, right? You really don't know. The women's a little less knowledge of knowing, but you can probably pick a good 4, right? Let's just be real here. Nia, Becky, Bayley, hell, if they want to just do it, Bianca Belair, right? That's a 4 for sure. You can just book them, any one of them 4. But I'm picking Bayley in that. Unless Sasha Banks does show up. Okay? Even then, I'm picking Bayley to win that. You have the female elimination chamber. So that can change Raw. That can change whoever's title. Right? Nia can win the elimination chamber and just beat their asses the way that, I think I know Shayna Baszler did it as well as Rhea Thickly. Right? So Nia Jax can do that. But then on the men's side, right, you got all the things about what's happening with Drew McIntyre and his contract, right? Will Randy Orton win the Rumble? Finishing the story, baby. You got to finish the story, right? What does that really mean, right? So can Punk lose the Rumble? Very well so, right? There's a lot of fans that are going to think Cody Rhodes still has to finish the story. Can Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble? Absolutely he can. But that means CM Punk can win Elimination Chamber. But I think no matter what, with all these in-year windows, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I have no dirt sheet to tell them. This is just my intelligent wrestling fan's perspective. CM Punk, Bayley. Those are my 2 picks. It's just what it is. It's just what it is, Vaughn. Those are my 2 picks. Let's see some more comments coming in who you guys got on. Does Jade make her debut there? I think absolutely. Right? I've even had people say that they think Jade would win. They're not wasting Jade on winning that. She's not ready to come in there and win that thing, in my opinion, right? I think that'd be spitting too much on the girls who were there. But again, anything is possible, right? Kevin Garnett told us that, right? So I do think she's going to make her appearance there. Will she win? I don't think so. There's Ravon's picks right there. Todd must be, what do you say? Must be building for Bayley versus Io at Mania. That's what I see as well. That's what I 100% think that's going to happen. Also, okay, Jeffrey, my prediction is also Bayley on that. What do you say? I saw that straight shot with the 3 X's. Hey, if you duck, then you don't have to get hit, right? So, But then we got Jay will eliminate the most women in Rumble history. What is that number? That's quite a lot, right? Because Nia Jax is up there in that number, right? Could that happen? Yeah. Could Jay eliminate Nia Jax? I think she's big enough, but I also think Bianca Belair can do that, right? I think you leave Bianca away from the title, and I've said this before. Remember, we go back a couple months there, right? And we got away from things, and the wrestling world changes every single day, like fashion and hip hop, right? Damn, I said it, like hip hop. Damn it. I love Neek's character so much on Raising Kanan. I started playing Joey Badass's music, y'all. And he sings a lot. But I'm okay with it. I'm rocking with some Joey Badass lately. But anything is possible here, right? In this battle royal, any one of these women, any one of these men can win this. Could Orton win this? Could Rock enter the Royal Rumble and win this? Could Sasha Banks show up? It's so many possibilities here that could be in here that I think for the first time in a very long time, Charlotte Flair holds the record with 9 eliminations. That's when she was kicking everybody with the foot, right, with the boot over everybody. Okay. The number of eliminations is 8. Bianca Belair. We got conflict of interest here. Jeffrey says it's 8 with Bianca and Shayna. Vaughn says it's 9. Let's find out. Google. We're going to find out here in a moment. But either way, can she break that record? Yeah, she could. But will they let her, right? It's so much. I'm so excited about the Royal Rumble coming up in 2 weeks. I will be there in the building. Unpopular Review will be in the building. Unpopular Review and Unpopular Review Entertainment will be in the building. So shout out to the Trio of Destiny, all right, as 2/3 of their members are coming out with Jack and other members of that crew. Don't want to put business on the streets like that, so I stopped ahead of myself. But the UPR crew is going to be in the building. We're going to have the cameras going, the drinks is flowing, wrestling conversation. If you see us, come on over. We might have a T-shirt for you, a poster, something for you guys. I'll be out there. But I got to say this before I get out of here, y'all, because truly, I could not be here without the things that Dr. Martin Luther King did for my people. I grew up in a Martin Luther King household. My wife grew up in a Malcolm X household. As I've gotten older, I've kind of lent myself to both of their ways of thinking. Okay. But I will tell you in all sincerity that enough is not putting on there. And I've never, ever liked the jokes about Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. I hate the flyers that are put out there with the sunglasses that are on and the ice in the neck. And they like even the wrestling fans, put out there, hey, I have Cody ain't the only one with a dream. All that stuff to me is blasphemy, because this man, and again, I know you want to go deeper. He had his spiritual issues as well. All right. So I tell you about everybody. You don't follow the man, you follow God, right? The man is just a man. The man's going to make mistakes like a woman's going to make a mistake. That's going to happen. Only one person walked the earth that we know of to be perfect. Okay. So when I'm sitting here and I'm talking about Martin Luther King, I'm saying thank you, because of you, I can have this platform and talk in front of all these white folks I don't even know across the world, okay? And I can continue that. And so for that being said, do me a favor. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me, and don't love God. That is crazy, y'all. We are out of here. Let's pay respect to Dr. Martin Luther King.
We cannot walk alone. And as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed.
We, the people, declare today that the most evident of truths, that all of us are created equal, is the star that guides us still. Just as it guided our forebears through Seneca Falls and Selma and Stonewall, just as it guided all those men and women, sung and unsung, who left footprints along this great mall, to hear a preacher say that we cannot walk alone. To hear a king proclaim that our individual freedom is inextricably bound to the freedom of every soul on earth. It is now our generation's task to carry on what those pioneers began. For our journey is not complete until our wives, our mothers, and daughters can earn a living equal to their efforts. Our journey is not complete until our gay brothers and sisters are treated like anyone else under the law. For if we are truly created equal, then surely the love we commit to one another must be equal as well.